Mm. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Oh boy. Shout out to John. John has liver cancer and has been in the hospital for several weeks. He's going to be getting out the 13th of February. Stage 2 liver cancer. He's doing much better. He's going to be getting out, and thank everybody for keeping up the prayers for him. I've gotten a lot of emails. Let me get this stuff out the way. I've gotten a lot of emails that I got to get back and answer them. Some on the Thrive site and things. In fact, I want to read some of them to you guys because you guys make me feel so good. There's a person in England who was talking about even in England, he's one of the few Cowboy fans that are around, and he's still surrounded by Eagle fans and stuff, and is a channel member. And so I got to be shipping shot glasses to Canada. I mean, excuse me, not Canada, to England across the ocean. So we'll get that stuff squared away. My wife was like, how much does it cost to go ahead and ship to England? I said, a lot more than Canada, but we're going to get it there for you. We appreciate the support. And I'll get answering the emails tomorrow. I'm still really just kind of reeling through. You know, the funny thing is I keep hearing Eagle fans talking about how it just must be hell for you to see the Eagles, you know, in the Super Bowl. You know what? Congratulations, okay? I'm not going to jump off a bridge because the Eagles have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Would I rather see my Cowboys there? Of course I would. But it's not going to destroy my life that the Eagles are there. I'm upset with my team that we're not, and hope that sometime soon, Lord, oh Lord, when is it going to be our time for some glory? Watching the Eagles play yesterday and make the Super Bowl kind of hurt. I'll be honest, it did kind of hurt. But Kellen Moore and the Cowboys agreeing not to have him come back made me feel good for a couple of reasons. And it's not that let me be clear here. It's not just Kellen Moore. It's the whole system. You can't look at, as much as people want to point to one thing and say, this is a problem, and that one thing will fix it. There's many, many problems that we have to take care of. What the move with Kellen Moore made to me feel like I have hope. Not hope that Kellen Moore being let go and the next guy will be successful only. It gives me hope that maybe the Cowboys have effed around and found out that Jerry Jones has effed around for 27 years and thought, I know I'm the smartest man in the room. I built that team of the 90s and I'm going to do it again. That maybe seeing the Eagles going back for the fifth time, the second time in 5 years, seeing the Eagles go back the third time in the last 20 years, seeing that the Giants have been there and won 2, seeing that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been there and won 2, that the Rams have been there and won 2. That even the Arizona Cardinals have been to a Super Bowl. That the Colts have been there and won 1. That Tampa Bay, who was the dread of the NFL, got good, won 1, became the dread of the NFL, and won another one. And yet the Dallas Cowboys haven't sniffed the Super Bowl. But Jerry Jones believing that he's coach and GM, that he can go ahead and tell the coach how to coach. That here, I'm gonna pick the coaches. I'm gonna pick the meal, pick the parts for you to cook the meal. That maybe now, after all else has failed, he's looking at Mike McCarthy and saying, you know what? I see letting a football guy do football things with Dan Quinn on the defense. That Dan Quinn, we left him alone. We let Dan Quinn get the coaches that he wanted to. We let Dan Quinn pick out the type of players that he wanted and work with Will McClay to get those. That we went from being the worst defense to the best defense, one of the best defenses in 2 years. That maybe the hope is that Jerry Jones looks at Dan Quinn, how that worked out, and says, maybe I'll try that with Mike McCarthy. Now, I don't know if Mike McCarthy is that dude, but I have more faith in Mike McCarthy, a guy who's at least been on teams that have won the Super Bowl, been on teams that have killed the Cowboys, and coached guys that were great players. That maybe he can do more than what Kellen Moore did. Now, here's the problem, and we're going to know right away if the Cowboys have changed or not. The next 2 months is going to determine the fate of Mike McCarthy and the season coming up. What they do from this point forward. You can't just go ahead and get rid of a bunch of coaches and say the same guys are going to get us to the promised land. Take a look, guys. You see all kinds of offensive weapons on other teams. The Cowboys are going to have to do different than what they've done. The fact they've moved on from Kellen Moore, who was that guy that, Jerry Jones was saying he could be a head coach. That he was the next Jason Garrett in waiting, that they got rid of that guy. Excuse me. That they got rid of him instead of going on the Jason Garrett plan. And to me, the moves that they've made as far as the coaches go signals a change in offensive philosophy. That Mike McCarthy will be getting the type of guys to coach a West Coast offense or a hybrid West Coast offense. That's my belief. Now, that's a good start because I think having teams that actually have to study and figure out what the Cowboys are going to do, if we're doing a West Coast offense that has a lot of pre-snap motion, a West Coast offense that's going to be timing routes and crossing routes that are going to give you yards after catch, where you're going to give the running back the ball in space, where Tony Pollard can make big plays, is exciting. There's no guarantee that it's going to work. And in the same regard, you got to have the personnel to do it. But if the Cowboys go through and for once start getting aggressive, understand, the Cowboys have done nothing in free agency, basically. The only big name free agent that the Cowboys have signed are Brandon Carr, which is like 2012, and Greg Hardy. That's it. That's the list. The Cowboys are going to have to get out of that mentality if they want to win a Super Bowl. And it gives me hope that they've started the process by changing the coaches. I believe, maybe I'm Charlie Brown. As Jerry Jones is teeing that ball up again, that I'm lining up to kick the football, and the football's going to get pulled out from underneath of me. But maybe, just maybe, next year will be a better year. Tonight during the live stream, it's crazy because, I don't know if it's just trolls that are just kind of having fun with this, but of course, they're still on this whole thing. Would you take Aaron Rodgers over Dak? It's like, no, I wouldn't take Aaron Rodgers for Dak. You're killing Dak for losing against the 49ers. He lost to the 49ers last year. Hell, he lost to the Lions at home to get into the playoffs. Had one 300-yard game this year. I'm sorry, 3 touchdowns. He didn't have a 300-yard game this year. And if having talent hasn't been proved by the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers goes from MVP to out of the playoffs without Devontae Adams. That should tell you all you need to know about having talent and playmakers. And that's what the Cowboys have to do. Follow up the coaching changes with changes in free agency. They do that, they got a chance. They do that, they got a chance. Whew. Well, I will say this much. Be careful in Dallas and in Texas. You're getting a winter storm, black ice, freezing rain, sleet tonight, tomorrow, into Wednesday. The Cowboys getting rid of Kellen Moore, I was at the point of thinking that it would be a cold day in hell before that would happen. Here it is. Ice storms coming to Dallas. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for all you guys do to help with the Jobu Sports Report. Don't forget, if you, I'm beginning to do work on the other channel on cooking and tailgating with Jobu. Just like we have hope in the off season for things to change. I am doing my annual get in shape before football season comes around and trying to eat better, get some exercise, and get myself in better shape, only to go through the football season to screw myself up again. But if you are interested in seeing some great meals, ideas, and recipes and things like that, I'm doing some daily live streams while I'm cooking dinner. I've got some camera sets up, so I'm still working on getting it all set up completely, but I'll have it really working well in the next couple of days. And tips and things of what I'm doing that's working for me or not working for me, and so on. And I think us together working on this problem will be better for everybody. So definitely cooking and tailgating with Jobu, check it out. And as always, I want to thank you guys for being here. Make sure you tell the people you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see you in the morning.